Hello, it's Friday, February 21st, and I am officially going to the endocrinologist. For those of you who may not know, an endocrinologist is a hormone doctor, aka, today is my first appointment in my journey of starting testosterone. I have been waiting for this appointment for about 2 months, and I'm pretty sure they're just going to take my blood today, but that's okay, staying positive. I ironed my shirt, so I look nice and presentable for the doctor. Do you think I look trans enough? Do you think I look non binary enough in my Dune t shirt that has a worm on it and says fear is the mind killer? I hope so. I think I do. Because if I don't, they're going to kick me out of the trans doctor. I don't know if this is a universal experience, but when I would go on flights when I was little on vacation, I would get up at like 4 a.m. because I was so excited. And that's kind of what I did today. I'm just so excited for probably just a blood test. It's going to be great. I really hope the doctor's nice. All right, I got to get my shoes on and go to the bus. I'm nervous.
Hi, Vic from the future here. I have a hat on because I shaved my head, so I'm saving that reveal. But I want to interject and talk about what happened because I didn't really talk about it while making this video because I was really upset. So I went to a hospital to go to the endocrinology department, and I was not very happy with the care that I received. I really struggled to get an appointment. It took me about 2 months. I then got to the appointment. I was waiting for about 40 minutes, and I understand specialists run behind, but I believe the first appointment of the day. It was about 8:30 in the morning. Then spoke to the endocrinologist I was supposed to be working with. I really didn't get any weird vibes from them, but I'm also very trusting with things like that. But they said to get hormones, I needed to go to a psychiatrist because I needed to see a physician who can prescribe drugs, who was also going to evaluate me and agree that I had gender dysphoria so I could start this treatment. And I thought that was strange, but I was like, okay, whatever. And then he said, also, I needed to go get a full blood panel. So I went and did that the same day. And then I was able to talk to my therapist who focuses on gender care, and they were able to provide me with some more information saying they've never had to write a letter for a person who was over 18. They only had to do it once for someone who was under that. And it was a very unusual for me to do this, and it was weird that they wouldn't accept a letter from my therapist and that it had to be a psychiatrist. I tried to make an appointment with the psychiatrist. They were booked so far out and also said I couldn't be put on a wait list because they didn't have one. So that was already weird. And this was just for me to get the gender dysphoria diagnosis. I then said, can I have my therapist write one? And you could just look at it to the endocrinologist. And he was like, sure, we'll do that. So I had to pay my therapist to write me this letter and say that we had this session. And then I gave that letter. And while talking to my therapist, they were like, do you really want to continue care with this kind of person? This person who's putting roadblocks in your way? And that made me really sit and think on it because this was only the first appointment, and I decided to stop. And I then sought out care through Planned Parenthood. They were nothing but amazing. I was able to get my prescription the same day as my appointment because they did go on the informed consent model. They were way better at dealing with my anxieties and everything and knowing how important this was to me. The nurse practitioner I met with at Planned Parenthood, the first thing she said to me was, none of your answers are going to affect your prescription. You will be getting testosterone today. And I almost started crying. So yeah, that's where this is gonna drop in. I just wanted to give that hindsight because I wasn't wanting to talk about it in the moment. And since then, I also was billed for the full blood panel that I did for that doctor at the hospital that I am no longer working with, and it was about $200. I don't have bad health insurance, it's like fine, but that really pissed me off because I got results back that said like my blood acidity was off. Nobody ever told me what that means, if it's something I should be concerned about. So I filed a complaint with the hospital because I was so pissed off, and I didn't need a full blood panel at Planned Parenthood. They just pricked my finger and was able to test my blood that way. So be wary of who you work with. This person seemed good, had good intentions, but they were previously working in a southern state, so maybe they were just used to having to jump through more hoops. But I'm naturally very trusting, and this was making this whole process very difficult for me. So I'm happy I went with Planned Parenthood. Don't just knock it till you try it. They are a great organization that provides gender affirming care if you're in a location where they have them. So, back to this.
I'm not Planned Parenthood. I'm very nervous. This is the moment I've been waiting for a while. I am very nervous. I'm gonna screw up. Okay, in she goes. I can't be the first idiot who's ever done this. Okay, I can take shots normally very well, but doing it to yourself is kind of a different story. I'm so nervous. What the hell? I need to watch a video. I need to watch a video. That video didn't help a ton because the lady just kept saying how easy it is. I've been trying to get this for about 3 months now. I can't wimp out. It's gonna be 2 seconds of hurting. I'm not gonna do a bad job. I just need to do it. I just need to do it. Maybe I should have done the gel. I'm just irritating my skin now. Ready? I was so excited for this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Honey, not the time. All right, well, that took a whole lot longer than it needed to, but I did it. So what we learned today is this isn't bad at all. It's a super tiny needle, and I'm a big baby. Ah! Honey, I'm officially a man, and you must respect me as such. Officially about to start my second week of testosterone. It's been 1 week since I did my first shot, and I wanted to check in and see how things have changed and what's changed since. Hasn't been a whole lot. A big mental change has been just having hope, which is really, really nice. Any small thing that happens, I keep being like, oh, is that the testosterone? And it's not. It's me looking into things. But it's nice to have that where, like, the first day it had been maybe 12 hours, and I'm like, my throat hurts. Is my voice about to drop? Like, it literally hasn't even been 24 hours. Like, calm down. But I've been waiting to start this process for so long that it's very exciting and a big change of pace mentally to be realizing that I'm on that path finally and not waiting and fighting to start that path. Other than that, the biggest things I've noticed, these are kind of gross. I've been sweating a lot more. I went out with my friends for St. Patrick's Day in Chicago on Saturday. I was sweating, and I usually sweat a lot, and this was way more than normal. This one's gross, guys. Like, be ready. My pee smells different. My pee smells really different. And I couldn't tell you what it smelled like before, and I can't tell you what it smelled like now because I have no idea. But it's different. So I knew that was going to happen. I didn't expect to be that fast. I'm very excited. I'm about to do my other shot now. All good news for the first full week of testosterone. I'm loving it so much. All the times they are changing. I'm going to be so brave this time. Hey, hey, what do you got 3? I wrote you a song. All done. 1 try. Woo! I hope you enjoyed my Bob Dylan impression. Let's begin week 2. I'm about to do my week 3 shot, so I thought I'd check in and let you know how the last week has been. I have been so thirsty all the time, so thirsty, and I just have noticed it today and thought that that might be a side effect of tea, and I looked it up and a lot of people said so. I coincidentally got this running hydration vest, so I was excited. I wanted to test it out, and I just drank about 1 liter of water through this thing because it's fun, but now my stomach hurts because I drank too much water. Other than that, some changes. Oh, I was just at work and I got growing pains so bad. I was so uncomfortable. I was sitting in my chair like always, and it was, maybe hour 7 of the day, and my thighs and like my hips hurt so much. And then I looked it up, and people said you can't have growing pains since your tendons and muscles and stuff are changing. I just went to the back room and stretched for like 5 minutes, and I felt a lot better. So I really got to be good about stretching more to stop that, but kind of affirming. Other things, I continue to think my voice sounds a tiny bit lower, but when I go back and actually listen to videos, I don't think so. But we'll see. I have been getting the teenage boy uh, want to, but it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon. Other than that, continue to stink. I just got, let me grab this. I got Old Spice. All the trans masks on Reddit said get Fiji, and I want it to be different. So I got Deep Sea with a weird tentacle on it over there. Antiperspirant and deodorant. Crucial. Crucial. Gotta have the antiperspirant. I wasn't gonna get that no aluminum crap either. Give me the aluminum. I need to not stink. What else? I've been noticing some bottom growth, not a ton, but pretty exciting that that's happening. I know that's not everyone's favorite side effect, but I'm a fan of it. Some other things that I was told that would happen early, it was like oily skin. My skin's already pretty oily. I haven't had like any more acne than normal. I think my skin's actually been pretty okay. It's been not bad. Just have a couple little pimples, but that's just the regular amount. Been sleepy, been hungry, but those are all just regular. Gonna shoot up, fellas. Let's go shoot up, brother. Just for consistency, understanding, I was changed to intramuscular. So I'll be stabbing my leg today, just because they were out of my subcutaneous. They didn't have enough. And I was like, whatever, just switch it on up. That's fine. Every time I do this, my cats want to come hang out. This is the worst time for you to want to hang, girly. Let's sing a little song. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. I have started a headcanon that testosterone is the substance. I'm making a better version of myself, and I'm injecting, not green, unfortunately, stuff into me to do that. If you want to try that one out for yourself, make yourself think that you're injecting the substance. But in my theory, all done. It's the substance 2.0. So they got rid of the kinks out of the bad one. So I'm not gonna have to do time on and time off. So the whole dilemma of the movie is gone. But I'm thriving. We need to talk. It has been one day since I last spoke to you and checked in. So it's my second day, my first full day of my shot. And oh my God, I have become possessed. Today, let's go through today. I woke up, slept well, had a good evening. Woke up and I was like, oh, I'm going to make myself a little smoothie. I have time this morning. I'll put protein powder in it. Did that. Great. Delicious. Loved it. Blah. No notes. I then go to work. The protein powder was intentional, so I didn't get too hungry when I was at work. Get to work. I brought a pretty small lunch. Lunchtime comes around. I, more than anything in the world, need fries. I work near a Five Guys. I'm like, I need those fries from Five Guys. They give you so many. I need the salt. I go to Five Guys to get the fries. They hook me up. Huge amount of fries. I start walking out the door of the Five Guys. These fries just out the fryer seconds ago. I eat one, almost burns my mouth. It's the best food I've ever tasted in my life. I'm seeing nirvana, right? This is the best decision I've ever made. I get back to work. I'm wolfing these fries down at lunch. My boss comes in, eats a couple, and she's like, oh, sorry, these are so addicting. And I go, I know. These people gave me what I assume was about 3 potatoes worth of fries. I ate almost every single one of them. That came close to what I imagine a pregnancy craving being like. Evening comes, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna get home kind of late from work. I have some food. I have some chicken I could heat up, I guess. I don't really want to eat it. I am on the bus. I read a Reddit post about trans men and craving protein and stuff. And this one person's basically love letter to rotisserie chicken. And I'm like, God damn it. I need a rotisserie chicken so bad. So I went and I bought rotisserie chicken and I'm going to wolf it down again. All I want right now is salt more than anything. Salt, carbs, and protein, and a fuck ton of water. I used to be like a sweets person. I loved sweets. I still do, but like I more than ever in my life just want salty stuff. Also people are like, "Oh, transgenders. They're dangerous. They're scary." This is how we're dangerous. We're going to eat you out of house and home. I'm going to eat all the protein in the world. You want fries? Sorry, there's none. I ate every fry in America. Salt? Gone. I'm going to drink the ocean. This is crazy. This week was kind of a lot, in good and bad ways. I was so hungry, like I talked about earlier. The cravings were so up and down at the beginning of the week. They eventually calmed down a little bit. And then at the end of the week, just started getting really emotional. Yesterday, I was feeling very mood swingy. Everything was very up and down. So I'd be at work and I'd be like, oh my God, everything's great. And then I'd go to the bathroom and be like, I hate this hair. I can't wait to cut it all off. I look terrible. Like, what's the point in living if my hair looks like this? So a little bit dramatic. I'm glad I at least have like an adult brain now, and I know that I'm being dramatic and things will not last forever and I'll get over it. Today I got another hot flash while at work. I asked everyone, I was like, "Are you guys really warm?" And they were like, "Nope." And I got bright red and I was burning hot. So things get a little crazy for me, it seems like this week when we're at the second half of the week. So I'm really excited to do my shot today because I feel like I need it. Some small changes. I felt like today I was noticing that my hands, you can't see it at all here, are getting kind of veiny. And I would love to get veiny hands and arms. I think that's so cool when people have that. And I don't know, it just looks like they're sticking out a little bit more. I was also getting a little frustrated this week because I'm in a weird in between where I'm only like a month in to starting testosterone and I'm angry I'm not seeing instant results as if I would have instant results. But I just have to keep in mind that everything's taking time. This week was also Trans Day Visibility was in the middle of this week, and that was really nice. That had me feeling good. Someone in my gender therapy group today is her 1 year on estrogen, and she's like a college kid. So I sent her a cookie cake because I was like, you have to celebrate. You have to do something nice. So remember to connect with other trans people because it's really great to have that little group that I'm in, and it makes me really happy every week to see them and be reminded that I'm not alone in this type of weird in between time. And given the everything else happening in the US as well. It's a nice little weekly check in with people, talk to people who very much understand my situation and will get where I'm coming from about weird things. I'm ready to stop having all these feelings. Time to do my shot. Also, a huge update I completely neglected to mention was that I came out to my mom earlier this week. She knows I'm non binary, both my parents do. But I let her know that I started testosterone because I knew she wouldn't really care much. I'm very lucky with that. And I have a cousin who is also on testosterone and has been for maybe a year and a half, 2 years now. So my mom just asked the typical questions of like making sure I'm seeing a doctor and everything and not messing around with this by myself, which of course I am. So I'm very happy I got to tell her finally. She was like, all right, we talked about it. And then she was like, you good? Need anything else? You need some money? You excited for the wedding? My sister's getting married. So that was great. I'm glad I finally was able to tell her. And I am so grateful that I have parents that are lovely like that and love me for who I am, no matter who that is. It's crazy that it's about to be 1 month of doing these. It feels like I just started, which I guess I did. A month is pretty short. Bottoms up. Oh, this is weird to do on this side. All right. Oh shit, I think I went right into my vein. That's why it fucking hurt. Practically 1 month. Wow, how the time flies. And just like that, it is once again shot day. This week has been kind of the same as the rest, but just a little more intense. Um, I have been so moody the last 2 days because it's right before my shot, and it is awful. Today I was at work, everyone was pissing me off so bad. I was feeling very teenage energy that I haven't felt in a long time. My boss was behind me while I was on the phone, and she was stabbing those packaging kind of balloon type things, and I was fighting the urge so hard to just go, are you serious right now? Are you 100% serious? Cut it out. Last night as well, I was just moody. We had someone come into work to take pictures for like promotion stuff for us. And I do a little video about myself, and it was like 20 seconds long. It was no problem. But in the video, I was feeling insecure about my chest. And instead of sitting like a normal person like this, I decided I'm going to sit like this. So I am wearing a sports bra now. I have a pretty large chest. It felt like in the picture, looking at it afterwards, that my chest was like 50% of my torso. It was so annoying. By chest, I mean like my boobs. And that sucked. And then I was overthinking it the whole night and I was so emotional about it. And I was like, I have to get top surgery instantly. And I hate how I look and everything's terrible, which isn't entirely untrue. I am frustrated with how large my chest is, but like today I'm in a sports bra and I feel like I look, this is a big baggy sweater as well, but like it's more manageable. It's not there, but I'm comfortable. I don't have to be in a binder all day, but I also don't feel like it's slapping me in the face with how big my chest is. Did also low key get I wouldn't say assaulted. That's a little dramatic. Violated at a bar the other day. On Friday I was out with my friends and this gay man who was way too drunk to be there. He was all by himself. was hitting on me, which I was like, this is a little gender affirming. But also then he like grabbed my hand and was holding hands with me, and I didn't like that because I was like, you're about 20 years older than me, and this is unwanted. I'm with my friends, and no thank you. And he wasn't getting the hint because his eyes were basically closed because he was so drunk. But I was like, you didn't see me as a girl? Very mixed feelings on that one. Don't violate people's personal space, but also, ooh, other than that, gonna do my shot. My friend's coming over for dinner. It's gonna be a good evening, even though the day was chaotic. I'm manifesting it. It's gonna be a good day. One thing I did want to talk about at some point, because it's a bit of a moral dilemma that I was having while I was figuring out how I was going to do my shots and everything, is people have been recommending stockpiling testosterone, especially if you have, like I do, the vials that you inject, not gel. Just because of, I live in the US and everything going on right now. I'm pretty cautious when it comes to any kind of medical procedure and infection. I get pretty nervous about those things. So I did a lot of research, I guess you could say. I know people online have said that like their doctors have recommended stockpiling, but that's the internet. I'm not going to take what they say as gospel. However, I work at a dentist's office. My boss's husband is a pharmacist, and one of my coworkers previously worked at CVS. So I did ask around, and they all kind of said as long as I'm doing first in, first out, and disinfecting the tops and making sure everything looks good when I use it, nothing looks funky, and nothing's pierced other than the rubber top, it should be fine. Using that idea, talking to my therapy group of people who are also trans, that's what I'm doing. I'm starting a little bit of a stockpile just because I don't want to be without something if I need it and if it's not covered by my insurance for some unforeseen issue in the future. So yeah, I'm being careful about it. I'm disinfecting the rubber tops. I'm disinfecting my leg or stomach or wherever I'm doing my shot that time. And obviously using a new needle every time. But I think it's not a bad idea. Obviously, if you want to ask people you know and do your own kind of research, but it is something a lot of people are doing and building up a little bit of a stockpile, especially if they do injections and not gel, just given the uncertainty that we're living in, unfortunately, in the US. So I wanted to give my thoughts on that because it was something I was going back and forth with for a couple weeks. And I do feel a lot better now that I spoke to people who are more knowledgeable than I am about it. So yeah, be smart if you're going to do that. Don't start opening a bunch of bottles, similar to like food. You don't want it to expire. Don't start opening a bunch of bottles and using them a little bit. You want to use one until you are done with it and you've depleted it entirely, and then move on to the next one. So you don't want things to be open to the air, possibly expiring. So be smart if you're going to do it. Do your own research if you need to. But this is not an uncommon thing people are doing because you don't want to be up a creek without a paddle. I'm going to hopefully have a great week, and I'm going to stop being moody right now.
So I've got both good news and bad news for this week. One, a huge update for me is I got a new phone. I'm only filming this on the front camera, so I bet it's still gonna look exactly the same, but very big. Sad news is I forgot that iPhone updated to the USB-C, so my tiny little microphone that I'm obsessed with no longer works with this phone. So that's a huge bummer, but hopefully the audio quality is better, because my old phone I couldn't even take phone calls on. As for gender stuff, this weekend's probably gonna be a lot. My sister is getting married, so I'm very excited, but I'm wearing a dress and everything to the reception and the wedding itself, so it's gonna be maybe a little upsetting, but I'm kind of looking at it as drag, so just not to take it too seriously. It's not a reflection of who I am, it's just me dressing up for an event because I want to. She's not forcing me in any way. As for this past week, it's been super emotional. Not necessarily because of any gender stuff. I have been moody as hell, of course, and I'm getting extremely horny, I hate to admit it. Also, bought this chain necklace that I got for my sister's wedding. There's like a big after party. This is gender affirming care. I'm from New Jersey. This makes me feel like every Italian man at the beach. I'm just a guy. Hey, let's go to Wawa and get some subs. This $10 chain is gender affirming care. My dad always wears a necklace. He has the one gold necklace he doesn't take off. It has St. Anthony on it. I just feel like him in a cool way. And then after this weekend, I'm being very masculine from here on out. My clippers just came. So, not yet. Soon. Not yet. Not yet. Gotta look nice for the wedding. I think my voice has been dropping a little bit. Other people don't really hear it, but I think we're slowly getting there, especially at nighttime. If I haven't been speaking a lot, if I lower and talk out of my chest more, this is kind of the register that I'm talking at night, and when I'm like not thinking about it, and it catches me off guard because this is pretty deep in comparison to how I normally speak. Maybe I'll look up some videos on voice training. I know people say it can be very beneficial, even if your voice does drop naturally with testosterone. You just kind of have to get out of the habit of speaking typically in a feminine way. I'm gonna go do my shot, and then I have chicken nuggets. Not used to this phone and setting this phone up. I almost just made an emergency call, but that's cool. New vial today, new vial day. Don't touch those chicken nuggets. Just had to defend my chicken nuggets from my cat. They're cooling off on the stove, and I foolishly thought she wouldn't go get them because I literally just fed her. But I heard some rustling around, and that bitch wanted my nuggies. Last shot before my sister is a married woman. Very exciting. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I hit a vein. That's okay. It's just a little bit. Oh, gee. What a way to end it. It's not a big deal. It's like a paper cut, but that just really took me by surprise. It's always like the tiniest little bit of blood. I think this is gonna be my last one for a little while. I need to stop this video at some point, and I started editing it, and it's quite long, so thanks so much for coming along. I'm really, really excited to be on testosterone. I am gonna really look back and enjoy loving the progress. I think I'm gonna keep making these because I really look forward to it every week. I'm gonna stop it here. It's been about a month, I think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye. Careful, honey. Oh my God. They're open needles.